Jai Narayan students. So, in this week, we'll be studying a new chapter from our textbook, and the name of the chapter is The Little Girl, which is written by Catherine Mansfield. So, before starting the chapter, let me tell you about the author. Kathleen Mansfield Murray. She was born on 14th October 1888 and she went for her heavenly abode on 9th January 1923. She was a prominent New Zealand modernist story writer and poet. She was born and brought up in colonial New Zealand. She wrote under the pen name Catherine Mansfield. Her first printed story appeared in the High School Reporter and the Wellington Girls High School magazine in 1898 and 1899. Her first formally published story, His Little Friend, appeared the following year in a society magazine. Now, I'll tell you about the characters which are involved in the story, The Little Girl. Here, we'll meet with three characters in the whole story. The first is Kezia. Kezia, she is the young female protagonist of the story. The little girl is an emotional and sensitive girl. She is as much affected by her father's disciplinary attitude as by his love. The second character with whom we'll meet is Kezia's father. Kezia's father displays two divergent characteristics in the story. Initially, he appears as a domineering head of the family and demands complete obedience from other members. And the negative aspect of his personality is highlighted even more when he punishes Kezia with a ruler. The positive aspect of his persona surfaces when he takes care of his little girl in the absence of the women of the household. The third character is Kezia's grandmother. Her character comes up as a mature and understanding elder in the household. Now, I'll tell you something about the story. So, kids, this is a story about a little girl. She feared her father greatly. She thought that he was hard-hearted and strict. She always avoided him. He often used to rebuke her. Once he beat her severely for tearing his important papers. But one night, her mother was in the hospital. The little girl was quite afraid of the dark. But her father consoled her. That night she slept beside her father. Then she realized that her father was very good. Now kids, I'll tell you about the message of the story. Here, the story conveys a beautiful message that there is a very strong bond between parents and children. This bond has the strength to survive every type of challenge. However, in order to prepare their little children for the hardships of adult life, parents resort to strict punishment, and it is difficult for children to understand the true motive behind the stern actions of their parents. As a result, they develop negativity. Therefore, the story gives message to both the children and parents. Children should trust their parents, and the parents should understand that physical punishment can leave emotional scars that hampers the growth of a balanced personality of their child. So, the responsibility to strengthen the parent-child bond rests equally on both. Now, I would request all of you to open your book. The first page of the book, The Little child. I am going to read it out. To the little girl, he was a figure to be feared. A figure to be feared means a person to be feared of and avoided. Here, the story starts with the little girl. The little girl had the figure of her father in her mind, whom she wanted to avoid and she was fearful of. Every morning before going to work, he came into her room and gave her a casual kiss, to which she responded with, "Goodbye, father." Now, this was the daily routine of the father. Every morning before going to work, he would come into her room and give her a casual goodbye kiss, to which Kezia, she would also respond with saying, "Goodbye, father." And oh, there was a glad sense of relief when she heard the noise of the carriage growing fainter and fainter during the long road, and when she would hear that the carriage by which her father was going was the voice of that carriage was growing fainter and was growing faint and faint. Faint means very light. Then she felt a bit relieved and she felt glad when she came to know that her father was now quite far away down the long road. The next paragraph. In the evening, when he came home, she stood near the staircase and heard his loud voice in the hall, "Bring my tea into the drawing room." And in the evening, when he would return back, she used to stand near the staircase and hear the very loud voices from the hall. The voice would be coming out, "Bring my tea into the drawing room. Hasn't the paper come yet?" This was all the things which he used to say in a very loud voice. He was wanting the tea to be brought directly into the drawing room. He was asking about the paper. He used to shout and ask, "Mother, go and see if my paper's out there and bring me my slippers." Now he would say, "Mother, go and see if the paper is there or not." And then he would ask her to bring his slippers also. Now next paragraph. Kezia, mother would call to her, "If you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots." Mother would tell Kezia that if you are a good girl, Kezia, then come down and take your father's boots off from his leg. Slowly, the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. When she was being instructed by the mother, then she would very slowly come down from the staircase, and little more slower she would cross the hall, and then she would open the door of the drawing room. Next paragraph. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. And by that time, when Kezia used to enter the drawing room, by that time he had already put on his spectacles, and then he used to look at Kezia in a way with which the little girl was quite terrified. "Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today?" The father would say to Kezia. "Well, Kezia, come on quickly and take off my boots from my leg and take them outside." Then he would inquire whether she had been a good girl the whole day. The girl would respond, "I don't know, father." The girl would say, "Father, I don't know." Now I would request you all to turn the page. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Now here he is telling, here stutter means to stammer. It means haklana. So he is telling, if you stammer like this, then mother will have to take you to the doctor. He told her, you don't know? He told to Kezia, if you are going to stammer like this, then your mother will take you to the doctor. She never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up, but only with father, because then she was trying so hard to say the words properly. Now here the writer is telling us that she never stammered when she was in conversation with any other people. Now she has given up stammering, but whenever she used to have a conversation with her father, then only she used to stammer, because then she was trying very hard to say the words properly. Next paragraph. What's the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Here wretched means unhappy. Wretched means unhappy. So now he is asking, what's the matter? What are you looking so unhappy about? Why are you looking so unhappy? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Brink of suicide means about to commit suicide. Now here he is telling to mother that, mother, I wish you might have taught the child not to appear so unhappy as if she is going to commit a suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. Then he would tell to Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table, and that also very carefully. Next paragraph. He was so big. His hands and his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Now Kezia is telling that his father was very big, huge, enormous. His hands and his necks, especially she is telling about his mouth. Whenever he used to yawn, then his mouth would open up in an enormous way. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. Now here Kezia is telling that thinking about her father alone was like thinking about a great giant. Now the next paragraph. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. It was the daily routine that on Sunday afternoon, grandmother, she used to send her down to the drawing room so that she could have some nice talk with her parents, both father and mother. But the little girl always found mother reading and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. So, on Sundays, whenever she was being sent down to the drawing room by grandmother, then when the little girl, she used to come down to the drawing room, she would see always that her mother was busy in reading something, and her father, he would stretch upon the sofa, he would lay down there with his handkerchief kept on his face, and his one feet he used to keep on his best of the cushions. He would be sleeping very soundly and snoring. Snoring is the sound which we make while we sleep. Snoring means breathe noisily while sleeping. So, students, I hope this much you have understood till page number 33. In the next session, we'll start from page number 34. I hope you have understood. Thank you.